Oh my gosh. These two movies were so fucking good.
Were they?
Yes.
Yay.
Hey guys, welcome to the CharmingAnalysis Podcast. I'm Mari.
I'm Jay.
And tonight we are going to be doing a double feature. Something that we haven't done in a while. So tonight for our double feature podcast, we're going to be talking about The House, which is a Netflix series that came out.
It's a movie.
It's a movie that came out. And we're going to be watching the Hilda movie, Hilda and the Mountain King. All right, so which one do you want to talk about first?
Oh, I guess we'll talk about The House.
All right, so first one we're going to be talking about is The House. So why don't you explain what it is, honey?
It's 3 anthology stories about the horrors of a house, I guess. Like,
it's stop motion.
Yeah, it's very surreal. It's stop motion. It's surreal. It has horror elements in it, and I really appreciated it. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed the subtlety of it more than anything. I still don't know what the fuck it's about.
Yeah, but we'll get to that in a minute.
I really don't, but
we'll get to that in a second. But
smarter will come along and say what it is. But nonetheless, I enjoyed it. I was just thinking throughout the whole time, which I probably shouldn't. I probably should have been actually focusing on the fucking movie. But I was thinking, what is this all meant to be? What is this all leading towards? And I was more on that instead of actually taking it in as its own piece of art.
Basically, it's 3 different stories in one movie. Mm-hmm. So the first one's about this family who goes from being poor to being rich. And the more that they're in that house, the more consumed they become, mm-hmm. until the point where the house is basically burnt down. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about that one first. So that's basically the gist of what the first story is. So what did you think of the first story in the anthology?
Well, that one's more horror-based. That's the most horror-based than anything.
Out of all of them, this is the most horror-based out of the 3 of them. But I thought it was interesting. The way that they did the style for this is honestly, pretty good. I was surprised at how well it's
stop motion. It's actual fucking cloth simulation. This thing that stop motion was most known for. And it's not I know it's I don't know, it's just I miss that. I miss it. I miss the clay. I don't want everything to be clay. I don't want everything to look
it's nice, but at the same time
I don't want everything to look sometimes textured realistically. Sometimes I just want some textured furs or cloths to move, and it's nice. It's
basically, think of Fantastic Mr. Fox style, kind of like that, where it's puppety, it's cloth
things, but
but it's basically cloth and stuff for how the characters are.
I can't see Wes Anderson making it. I can't. It's not his.
I know that, but
like his movies.
I know,
movies.
But still, it's
more which I guess we never will see. It's more like those other ones that we've yet to see. I guess those other more stop motion horror stuff that we've yet to see, because I yet to name them because we can't compare it to it because we haven't seen it yet. It's more like those movies, I guess you could say.
Yeah. But what was your thoughts on the first one? We'll judge each individual one, and then we'll judge it as a whole. So, what did you think of the first one?
It's more horror based. It probably is going to get the most people sucked in, maybe, because it's more shorter and has more of a cohesive story.
That's
and it
true.
Has the ending is vague, but it's it's a tragic ending. It's an ending that's not really up to interpretation, while the other 2 are. So I'm thinking though that's what's going to draw people into thinking that this is a horror when really this is just more of a psychological thriller than anything.
Yeah, because first one was more horror based than any of the other ones, and literally the other ones are more psychological kind of thing. And like they're dark, but not as dark as like this one probably, if you had to think about it.
But I honestly found the rat one to be more like the best one told, actually.
But we'll talk about that one in a minute.
I like that one like a lot, like so much so, like because it was like, it wasn't even horror. It was just like it was just kind of trippy and like depressing.
But we can talk about that one in a minute.
Yeah.
Let's finish this first one first. Okay. So to me, this one had the best of the horror elements in it compared to the other ones. This one, I feel like, did a great job in how they represent how the parents end up being so consumed in the riches that they forget about their kids. They forget about where they came from.
They literally forget them because they're starving. The kids are starving.
Like, legit.
They're separated and they're starving, and they have to like literally are trapped within the walls of their house, and the parents do not they're like so consumed that they don't do anything.
Yeah, like legit. It basically, to me, if I had to like,
terrifying.
If I had to do the symbolism for this one, I feel like it's more, the richer you get, the more consumed you're gonna be, and the more neglectful you're gonna be to your kids. Like, yeah, I feel like they neglected their kids.
Every story has their own, but that's like, every story has their own probably telling, because different directors told every single story.
Yeah, like, it's a bunch of different directors did each one.
But, in terms of the whole conclusiveness, I mean, I think it's
well, at least for that first one.
It's all put together. I don't really think that it connects, maybe?
I don't think they connect to each other.
Not to me. I don't need an anthology to connect to anything.
Yeah, you don't have to. The only thing that connected all of them together was the fucking house. Like, that was it. That's the only thing that connected them together. Other than that, they're three different stories just told in the same fucking house.
It's not even the same house. It's just the same format, which I think is the point. Every story is the same format, but a different structure, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But
anyway.
I mean, I found that whole concept terrifying. I guess the children, like, kind of getting forgotten and starved while the parents live a life of luxury. And then the parents end up paying the price because of it, and then the children are just left to their own devices. That was terrifying and scary
and sad.
And by God, it's like, I miss this type of shit that we used to get. Like, these, like,
it has a little bit of a BoJack trippiness to it in a sense.
You always compare any trippiness to BoJack
because it's the only one I can think of.
There's other ones.
Well, that's the most prominent one. There's other ones, and they did it well.
There's other ones.
I know, but like, I feel like BoJack's did the best. But that's a story for another day.
That is nothing. I would never compare this to any trippiness. It's it just is anything. It can be any animation. It doesn't matter. Animation is trippy. Animation is weird. Animation can be symbolism.
Okay.
Like, it doesn't matter to me, like, what it... I mean, there was a lot of homages, callback to homages that, like, I recognize, even though there's probably a lot more. I recognize, like, homages to, like, certain animated films, certain horror movies and stuff while doing this, and it's like... I know a lot of horror movies and thrillers take place within a house, but it's just like, you can't help it. It's just I feel like they took homage to that in a way, and they made a whole fucking movie about it. But anyway, without giving too much away, I thought the first short is a really, really, really good short, but it's the shortest out of all of them.
And I feel like it's a good introduction.
It is. I think that's what people are gonna look at when they look at this in horror terms. But other than that, it's not really. It's kind of like a psychological thriller, and I hope people will take more away from that than the horror
base.
aspect.
Because to me, I don't see much horror except for the first one. All the other ones are more psychological kind of shit, which is not a bad thing.
How would you rate it? The first one, and then we'll rate it all as a whole.
Yeah, because we're doing each individual one, and then we're going to rate the whole thing as a whole. To me, I would probably give the first one probably like a 7 out of 10. A solid 7. Because I feel like it was good. I feel like it was a good introduction to the whole thing. And I'm glad that they put this one first, because to me, this was just something to... I feel like this is the short that gets you into it. And just like... It's like an appetizer. Like it's the first taste of like your meal, in a sense. I guess is how I would describe it. But what about you? What do you rate it?
I was the same, 7 out of 10, because I think the second one is better.
Okay.
And spoiler alert, I give that one probably...
Wait, no. You're not saying it.
No, just saying it. I'm gonna explain why. I'm just gonna give that one a probably like 8 out of 10. To be honest.
But yeah, I need to... Okay, look. Well, you explain yours first, and then I'll explain. But the second one is basic. The second anthology is basically... It's a rat trying to renovate the home for potential home buyers. Yes, it sounds boring, but it's not.
Then 2 squatters come in and
basically ruin shit and basically take over the house.
And they're all metaphors for something, which... I found that the most best story, because honestly you can interpret that any fucking way you want to. You can interpret it as a literal thing. You can interpret it as a pest problem. You can interpret it as like actual fucking people. Like it's so interesting to me. You can interpret. It's not just like metaphorical or symbolic sense either. You can interpret the story as anything like that. Like. There's so many fucking roads that this can go down on, like, even if this was, like, you know, a bizarro universe where, you know, this, like, you know, it was, like, a world inhabited by rats, and, like, you know, they were actually anthropomorphized and human, that what, like, I guess the thriller aspect of it is, like, you know, what is going on? Is it going on in their head? Is this actually happening? Is this a horror situation? Like... That's like, oh, it's just so fucking great. Oh my god. As like, I don't know. I see this movie as more of like...
The second anthology?
No, the
second story?
What do you mean? The second one is what, like, I guess makes it for me more of a thriller than anything.
Yeah, because that one wasn't really horror based. But
it's just weird, especially when the little bugs started dancing. I was like, I haven't seen a fucking bug animation since James and the Giant Peach, which makes me sad because
James and the Giant Peach was good.
We should get more fucking bug dancing.
Anyway, to me, I thought the second one was good. I still think the third one is my favorite, but this one's a good close second. But to me, I thought this was good. Honestly. I feel like at first it was a bit slower paced. What are you fucking doing?
Nothing.
Anyway, I thought the second one was a lot slower paced.
Yeah.
At the beginning of it.
I didn't mind.
But it started to build up more once basically the rat was like trying to...
Because slow pace for me is build up, and by the time we got to the ending, I think it paid off.
To me, I feel like it was very slow, gets a little faster, and then it just goes fucking downhill. Like, it goes fucking downhill. Like spoiler, it gets... Okay, so basically they're all anthropomorphic, but by the end of the second one, they all turn fucking feral. They turn fucking feral.
But it's also, like, you can see them also as, like, you know, the pests. They did, like...
Yeah, because, like, legit... What were the other two animals? Like, to me, one of them looked like a fucking centipede, and I couldn't tell what the other one was.
The other one's centipede, the other one was like a cockroach.
But they didn't look like them. They looked like...
They were bugs.
They were bugs, but they looked more like
rats.
Rodents.
Yeah.
It was like a mix between a rodent and a bug.
I'll tell you after we get to the third one what I think it's all about. So yeah.
Okay, well you save that.
Because I was like thinking throughout the whole movie, and I like was trying so hard to not and tried to just enjoy it as its own piece of art, but it kept on like going to weird places. So I was like, what is this all about? Is this a metaphor? Is this real? Is this fake? I don't know what this is.
But yeah, like the second one in a sense, it did have a good like musical number to it, which I thought was a nice touch to it. Mm-hmm. To me, I liked the idea of him renovating the house and stuff like that.
That was a slow build up to me.
Yeah, it was a slow build up, but I liked how that he did it, and just the way that he did it compared to like how it was in the first short story and compared to like the third one. I feel like that's basically the middle ground of the whole movie. Like that was basically the middle of the movie in a sense.
Well, you know, there's I think like, you know, it would have been weird if one was in the third place and then 3 was in the second place. I think that it was like the way that the places where the stories were told were like, you know, great beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah,
that's
but like you could tell it's the middle of the story.
Yeah.
But okay, so you already gave your rating. You said 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I already did.
To me, I give this one more of like a 6.5. It was not my favorite. Personally, I did like how they did it. I just feel like it went way too extreme.
Nah.
From like...
I don't think it did.
From like the... Well, between like when the guy got home from the fucking hospital to when he literally becomes fucking feral.
No,
I feel like that went so fucking quick.
I don't think it did. I don't think it did because like...
But that's just me.
No, I don't think... I don't think it did because like it gave you plenty... It gave you such a slow build up to him, like, you know, trying to make this all perfect, and then him like coming to the realization on your own, and then him not realizing it, and then that ending comes along. I think, oh, that's fucking perfect. That was fucking great. I wish we can have build up like this more in these fucking thrillers, psychological, like, you know, psychological horrors, but we can't because everybody wants to get to the fucked up shit, and sometimes you don't need fucked up shit for it to be so fucking horrifying to think about. Being trapped in like a cycle like that. It's just I have, again, so many fucking theories, but we'll go out to the third one since that one's your favorites for some weird reason.
Well, I personally like it, okay? Okay, so the third one is basically about this cat lady who's trying to renovate the house because a lot of people, apparently the entire world, minus that, is fucking flooded. And people literally left because of the flooding, the plumbing, and everything like that. And it's not her fault that it's like that.
Yeah.
Basically, she only has like...
It's the environment.
2 other people living there.
It's the environment.
It's the environment of the place.
Yeah, it's like not built in the best, like...
And she's trying to make it better. It's basically like you're trying to make the situation better.
But it's futile.
What was the girl cat's name?
I don't remember.
Well, I know the
character's name. I just
forgot
remember a human, rat, cat. Yeah.
But yeah, basically, there's 3 different cats, 2 girls and a boy, and then eventually another guy cat comes into the picture, and he's supposed to be like one of the cat girl's boyfriends, I guess, in a sense.
He's the true seer. He knows what to do. He knows, like, yeah, it's just like, this is why. It's like, it didn't, to me, it's just kind of like, I know, like, it was, like, supposed to be, it's supposed to be, he comes to the realization that the structure is not, like, founded from a good place, so you literally have to move to another place to find a better one, or let go of it and take some of it with you or something. It's just, I don't think it was as powerfully told as the other ones, to be
but I feel like the symbolism in it is still pretty strong.
I really don't.
Well, to me, I feel like it is.
It was like the other ones, maybe because it just didn't follow the horror aspect, and it was like, this was more leaning toward horror than anything, or thriller at least, and it kind of like, you know, it wasn't told probably as well for me. If it wanted to be something happy,
then they should have made it happy, the whole thing happy.
No, I just don't think even they told the happiness thing all that well. Like, they it wasn't like being told, if they wanted to do something happy, then by all means, do something happy. But, like, I don't think they really told it all that as powerful as the other two ones. Like, I don't, it's just like, it was just kind of, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of a little bit boring to me.
But to me, this is how I interpret.
Maybe it was cute to you, and that's why you liked it. I don't know.
To me, it's one of those things where I feel like more like older adults can kind of relate to it in a sense, especially like this generation. I feel like basically to me, the Catwoman was kind of going through like an existential crisis in a sense. At least that's how I interpret it. I feel like she's trying to fix something that can't be fixed. Like, she wants to fix it so much, but she can't. And it's causing her to push everybody away from her because she's so hyper fixated on it. And then when she realizes from later when all the people are pushed away from her that there's something different there that can be fixed, but not in the way she wants it to be fixed.
I guess to me that's not the most interesting way you can take that story.
Well, to me, I feel like
there's so many other better places and interesting ones that you could take it. And it's like, okay, you decide to go to I don't want to say easy, but probably the lamest one you can think of, which is that ending. And it's like, I think we could have done something a little bit more there.
Yeah, I will admit,
something like that, especially to fit all of this together into one cohesive narrative.
Yeah, maybe this was the oddball out.
Maybe that makes sense. I don't know. I have like multitude of theories on what this could be about, but
we'll talk about the theories in a second. But basically, that's at least how I interpret the third one, because that's the one to me that spoke the most to me compared to the other two. Like, that one, I feel like, is something that I'm glad they told, because I feel like not a lot of people know about that, or it's hard for people to let go nowadays with all the stuff going on in life at this point. I feel like it's more of like a life lesson kind of thing. And just the way that they did the symbolism for it, I feel like it got to me a little bit, in a sense, compared to, like, the other two. So, yeah, but that's just my opinion. To me, I would give the third one probably, like, a 7.5. I still think...
I'm giving it a 6.
I still think the first one is the best one. The third one's a close second for me, and then the second. But that's personally me.
Okay.
Like, even though the third one is my favorite of the three, I will admit the first one was better. But I did like how they did the character designs. I also from the third one the most compared to the other ones, because one of them, the first one had fucking beady ass eyes, like tiny ass eyes, and the other one else had like huge eyes, and it's like, oh my gosh. And just it was a weird style, but that was just me. Anyway. What's your theory? What's your theory before I talk about mine?
I kind of want to hear yours. Like, if you have one that connects all of these together and makes them, like...
I don't know if I have one to connect all three of them together, but I do have one for each of them, though. The first one I feel like represents the rich, the poor going to the rich, and then realizing what is going on. Like, so they realize that
in the first level, the people in the middle level, and the people in the down level.
Yeah, I feel like the first one basically represents...
So it has 3 floors, and that's what builds.
Yeah. So basically, like...
That's the poster.
Yeah.
That's literally the poster. Like, you look at the poster, it has 3 levels, and that's...
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I feel like in general... Okay, actually, that sounds better. Yeah. In general, I feel like it basically bases off of the wealth class system. In a sense, the first one is basically the poor becoming rich, and then the rich not realizing that their greed is consuming them and making them not want to connect to the younger generation. While the second one is basically the middle class trying to live their lives, but then realize, oh, if something bad happens, everything's just going to go tumbling down unless you make sure you have a level head. And then the third one is basically the poor trying to go back up. But they start out poor, they're still poor.
What are you talking about?
It's basically like...
The first one could be about the rich. The one with the rats could be about the level that's like...
The middle class.
The middle class are trying to like make a... like, you know...
make a living out of it.
Like a living out of like selling something. And then the third one is trying to fix something that is broken, aka the poor that do not have any maintenance to take care of anything.
Yeah.
Like,
basically, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the whole...
That's my theory.
But
with
again,
it.
it's boring. I
That's
don't want to hear about classes anymore. I've heard that like
Jay.
a million fucking times. I don't want to hear about class systems anymore.
Okay.
It's so fucking boring.
Okay.
I don't like that.
To me, that's what I think of it. But what did you think of it? What was your theory?
Okay, my theory was at first it was literal.
Okay.
And it's an actual house.
Okay.
'Cause
Continue.
it's because it's what's made to build a house. What is made to build a house? You need furniture.
Foundation.
You need foundation. You need structure. Or it can be about things that destroy a house. Like what inside that can destroy a house. Like, you know, aka the foundation that it's built on, or the people that live in it, or the things that you try to keep out of it. Like, you know, pests and stuff like that. It could be a literal interpretation of that. It could be where everybody's just fucking insane. Okay? It could just be that. It could be where, like, you know, I guess it was like, you know, it's more of like, you know, not really much of a character study, because I think the characters are just there to, like, you know, just tell the story, and they're not like the main focus on. You can tell when the characters are meant to represent something, and when the like, you know, the atmosphere, or they're like, you know, just a chess piece in like this whole storytelling that is a symbolism or something.
Yeah.
You can tell easily, and I think this was more of like a symbolism for something than like, you know, the characters, than like this being a character thing, driven plot.
I agree with you on that.
I can see that this is like maybe something to where the people who turn into furniture symbolize something. Again, I'm just thinking of this now, so like maybe I'll think of something a million times and then I'll instantly look at it. Or like, you know, or like the things that we're trying to get rid of, like the pests, and trying to, like, you know, just trying to get things away. We become that ourselves. Or like, you know, trying to like finally tear away, or trying to, like, you know, get away from something that you're instantly just trying to fix, but it's crumbling beneath you.
Yeah.
So I think it's literally that. I think it's just literally the foundation of a house. That's pretty much what it is, and the horrors of a foundation of a house. That's just me, because I don't think this is much of a character study, because it's an anthology. I don't know how much. I don't think it was focused on that. It was more focused on, like, you know, literally they're singing about the foundation of a house in the end of the credits. So that's what this movie was made for, because what was this made? This was made by British people, right?
Yeah.
British people like to make things really scary. Some really weird.
Anyway.
I never see any. That's funny, because I barely see any British, like, media that's like, it's either satirical comedy or it's like horror. I never see anything like actually like sincerely good come out of Britain. Like there's no like you know, great British Bake Off? Is that like, is that the greatest thing? British baking TV shows? Is that it? Like, literally, is that the best thing you can come up with? Where's the culture? Where's the culture, England? Where is your nice things? Where's your nice shit? Like, why is it always like bad? Why can't we have just a rom-com in England? How would that be? That would be fucking great. Why does it always have to be like some weird shit?
Jay, you're rambling.
No, I'm just curious. Okay, that's just. Can someone please direct me to something that's like
actually not that
that like nice England?
Someone in the comments, please do that for Jay. Thank you.
I need to.
Anyway.
I hope it's like England. I hope I didn't get it wrong.
Anyway, so is that your whole theory?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much it stands.
I think it stands pretty well, but that's just me. Anyway, okay, since we already gave our individual ratings on each one, what do you give this as a whole so we can talk about the Hilda movie?
As a whole,
I give it like a 6.
I'd give it a 7.5.
You give it a 7.5? I give it a 6.
Because I want more of this.
I know you do.
I want more. I want more horror stop motion animation, or just more horror, like, animation in general, because I miss it so much. I miss it so much. I cry because I miss it.
To me, I give it a 6. I feel like it's a good middle ground. And I like it.
If this is a new animation studio, would you want to see more from them?
Honestly, yes. If this is a new animation studio, bring it on. Like, I would love to see more from this studio because they did it in a style that we haven't seen in, like, decades. And it's like...
Yeah, we haven't seen it in decades, have we?
Yeah, and I'm happy that we're actually getting to see some more stuff coming back.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff from back then's coming back, and I love it. It's giving us more of, like, a nostalgic feeling, which is a good thing.
I'm happy about it.
All right, so...
Now we're going to
talk about the Hilda movie.
Hilda.
You explain what it is, because we've already...
It's a continuation after season 2, but it's already a spoiler if we talk about this movie. So spoilers for season 2 of Hilda, I guess.
Yeah, well, basically the end of season 2. So basically, this movie takes place right at the end of the finale for season 2, and it just goes from there. So, for those who don't know, we actually did cover the first 2 seasons of Hilda a while back. So go back on the channel and look for those and watch those to kind of catch up on what's going on. But basically the gist is, at the end of season 2, Hilda basically turns into a troll, and the troll's daughter, which I actually did not know was a daughter. I thought it was like a baby.
It is a baby.
Well, I didn't realize it was like a girl until like later. And anyway, basically the 2 of them switch bodies, and Hilda's a troll while the troll's daughter is a human, and it's basically trying to get them back into their normal bodies. You get to learn about the troll culture of the series, because I feel like that's something that I'm happy that they decided to finally talk about, because all they've talked about was like that the trolls are bad. They never like went in depth on like why they were bad.
They never talked about like any species that was bad. The whole point of the series was to find like some mythological creatures and explain what they are and explain their motivations. That's the whole point.
We finally get to hear about the trolls, because we've only heard like little bits and pieces of it.
Scared of bells, and they don't like humans.
Exactly. So this is actually getting you a deeper perspective on it, which I think is a good thing. Mm-hmm. And oh my gosh, this movie was so emotional. How is this so emotional? Like, dude, like...
I don't know. Maybe because they were like, well, we got how much time? We don't know if this is going to be the thing that goes out on, so let's
at least make it good.
Let's make it good. But Hilda's always been good, so I'm not...
Yeah, like, Hilda... This is the sad thing. Hilda has been such a good series that I wish more people talked about it. Like, no one talks about it. Like, it's sad. Like, this series has great animation. The story's amazing. The characters are great. Like, why are people not talking about this? This is what I don't understand.
Of life, very slice
Who
of life
cares?
humble pie show that nobody wants, because everybody wants to be the next fucking
Gravity Falls.
No, not even that. Not even everybody like Gravity Falls. But like, no, I mean like the next big ass. Some people just don't like to watch those because they're not like big epic things, and I'm just like I don't want that. I don't want that for everything. Sometimes I just need some like wholesome shit that reminds me of what great of a life we could have had because we had trauma in our lives. And,
exactly.
You know, fucking...
But, yeah, like...
Fucking parental issues.
To me, this was honestly a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Like, I didn't know how this movie was going to be.
To be completely
honest, I thought it was going to be...
You kind of, like, forgot about this movie even existing.
Because, like, I barely heard anything about it until, like, a month before. Like, I heard
I told you it was going to be out on the 31st, and you were like, oh, let's wait to watch it. I'm like, God damn, I thought you were a fan. Like,
I am a fan of it, but we had other stuff to do, and I was trying to get that stuff out of the way before we focused on this one, because I want to dedicate time to focus on it.
Okay.
Kind of thing. But to me, this was better than, like, a lot of the episodes, in my opinion. Like, this is basically what would have happened if they just made Hilda a fucking movie series instead of a TV show. This is what they would have done if it was a fucking movie, franchise. I guarantee you.
But it works as a TV show.
It works as a TV show, but I will admit, the movie was fantastic.
Yeah, but this is, like, the movie version of the TV show. And, like, it's fine. It's fine. And you release it on the same platform as you host the TV show. That is fine. And it's like, you know, it's good. It's good for that. I think the emotion, the acting in here
is a lot better than the TV show.
Hilda's mom was fucking incredible.
Yeah, like, Hilda's mom literally cried in almost every fucking scene.
I know.
Like, I wanted to fucking hug her, damn it. Like, this is the most emotional I've ever seen her mom in the whole series.
Yeah.
Like, honestly. Like, she was so emotional throughout the entire movie. Which, you can see why. She basically lost her fucking kid, and she's trying to get her kid back. And, like, get the other kid back to, like, her troll mom. So, yeah, it's basically the gist of that. Like, this movie, I loved how they did this. Like, I'm glad they made this a movie instead of, like, a bunch of random, like, parts to, like, an episode. Because I feel like it wouldn't have worked if it was just random parts to an episode. Like, having it as, like, a fucking hour-and-a-half movie was a good move on them.
Well, they were going to make the movie either way.
I know, but I didn't know if the movie was going to connect to the series or if it was going to be, like, a separate thing.
Had to. What the fuck? They landed on a cliffhanger, and I'm like, well, we can't just enter season 3 with that. So either they were going to make, like, you know, so they were just going to probably put extra budget either in the first 2 episodes of this series of season 3, or it was a movie. That's just how it was. That's just how it was.
But I'm glad they took the route they did.
Yeah.
And so what did you like about this?
Season 3 is probably going to be shorter.
Yeah, which I hope it's not going to be too short, but we'll talk about that near the end. Yeah. But what did you think of the movie? Because to me, I honestly loved it. I would gladly watch that again. Like, that was so good.
Well, I liked it. Personally, for me, the best Hilda thing, though, was season 1, and probably nothing's going to top that.
I know that, but you know.
But, no, I really liked it. I liked the acting in it. I like the animation's always fucking great, fucking fantastic, and I like the relationships. I think it's sweet. I think it's cute. I think that, like, I don't know. I like Hilda. I really love Hilda as a character, and like I will follow her to the fucking ends of the earth. I can watch this show all day. It's just the only thing that brought it down was that one
one fucking
ass that I just don't like.
The one all. I don't like that Ranger
character.
Guy that's annoying as fuck.
I don't like that character. I don't like that.
I don't like him either.
I don't like that archetype in like any form of media at all, where like it's the person that's trying to like, you know, always is just fucking talking and not just always fucking talking and just always like, you know, wants all the glory and shit. I'm tired of that fucking character. I just don't want that character to fucking exist anymore.
Which I feel like is going to be a thing for a while, but still, I'm surprised that...
Well, cartoons do it more of them.
I know, but I feel like they should have not had him as much in the story as...
They should have him in season 2. This should have just...
Yeah, they could have literally done without that character. Like, they literally did it for fucking filler, in my opinion. I feel like they did it just to make some kind of fucking conflict.
Yeah.
Which...
Pretty much is it. The trolls were good enough conflict.
Yeah, honestly, like the trolls were a lot better conflict than the mouse got.
Don't need any, like, you know, metaphor for, like, for like, you know, I don't need any race metaphor. The town was already racist enough. It was already doing great before he showed up.
Yeah.
And made it a big
It's just, he literally made it fucking worse. But anyway.
That's why I don't like, I think that's the main reason why I do not like, I do like it, but I don't love it as much as season 1 is because of that fucking character. He's like the side character of season 2 and this movie, and it's fucking annoying, and I don't like it.
And I'm glad that he fucking retires at the end. Like,
he
thank the
leaves.
fucking Lord.
Oh my god, he's not gonna be in season 3. Thank
he better not be in season 3.
I swear, if he is, then I'm gonna like fucking
But yeah,
Rose rock.
To me, the movie was honestly really good. I was surprised how good they made it. This was way more emotional than I thought it was going to be. Like, I almost cried like 3 times. Like,
Damn.
Oh my gosh.
You almost cried, but you couldn't cry.
It's hard for me to cry for stuff, okay? It's hard.
It's not.
To me, it is.
Or you literally cry over a pin drop. Like, you.
Shut up.
You will cry over anything.
Anyway.
You fucking pussy.
Shut up. Anyway. Pros to this movie, in my opinion, would probably be the fact that we actually get to have a conflict that has a lot of mystery to it that we didn't really get anything before. Like, I liked that
it was mystery. To me, it was just like, oh, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen.
Well, you predict shit. I like to not predict shit.
It's not me predicting. It was just me, like, you know, predicting everything that was going to happen. It was just me saying, okay, I know where this is going because I've seen this a million fucking times. No, I've seen it so much times already that it doesn't surprise me anymore when it happens. And I'm just like, okay, well, how are they going to play it, I guess? Because to me, it's just like, these are just things, like cliches that have happened before in other, like, you know, media like this. But how is it going to play out? That's the main thing I want to. That's the main thing I want to judge it on. And like it played out, you know, all right. It was a TV movie,
but it was a good TV movie.
It was a good TV movie.
It's one of the better TV movies that they actually do something for. Like they actually continue the story.
But rarely is there ever a bad TV movie, in my opinion, because most of the time
it's
the creators that are working on it.
It depends. I could probably show you a bunch of different bad ones, but not right now. Anyway,
okay.
So. Another question I do want to ask before we give our rating and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Well, actually 2 questions. 1, what do you think season 3 is going to be about at this point? Since we kind of concluded.
I think it's going to be about Hilda going on her last adventures and then the series ends.
Well,
that's
do you think they're going to explore more with the trolls, or do you think they're going to do something different?
I don't care. I just want to see more fucking nice shit, and hopefully really, really nice shit. Like, you know, like wholesome, nice goodiness that is extra wholesome and goodiness before the series ends. That's all I want.
I'm sad that season 3 is supposed to be the last one.
I literally do not care about lore. I don't care. I just want...
Well, I kind of do.
I know you kind of do, and you be weird in your own corner. But
hey,
I want Hilda to grow up into a thoughtful young woman, and her to just like
Do you think they'll actually like age her up at all?
I would love to see that, but I highly doubt it because merchandise.
Well, because to me, in like the end of this movie, she looked a little older, but maybe it's just because she didn't have her jacket on.
Yeah, maybe because her hair was in a ponytail.
And that too, and she looked better with the ponytail, in my opinion.
Well, I just want this series to end well. That's all I want.
Yeah, me too.
That's all I care about.
As long as it ends in a good way, I think that's good enough for me as well.
My voice is going so dry right now.
That's because we've been talking for almost a fucking hour. Anyway, let's give our rating and go to fucking bed because I have to get up early in the morning. So, do you want me to give you a rating first, or do you want me to give mine?
You can do it. I need to give it.
I give this a 9 out of 10, honestly. Like,
oh my God,
I fucking loved this movie.
High.
I loved it.
So
I will gladly watch it again. Like, it's really good.
I give it a 7.
You give it a 7?
Yeah.
Really?
Because it's a fucking TV movie, and I can only judge it based on, like, the franchise it is. It's not even the best of the franchise. Season 1's always going to be the best one to me, and then Season 2 probably... I will put this movie over Season 2. I will admit that.
I know that, because you hate Season 2.
I don't hate Season 2! I like it! I just don't like some things are just like less than others. I wish.
I get it.
Yeah. So I don't like. It's fine. I don't hate season 2. Don't you put dirty words in my mouth.
I'm not putting dirty words in your mouth.
Don't you fucking put any dirty ass words in my mouth, okay? Because I like Hilda. I actually think it's one of the better cartoons of like the past 20s. But like, you know, it's good. It's good. It's a good TV movie, but that's pretty much all I can say about it. Until season 3 ends, that I will definitely have something to say about the whole fucking series of Hilda. Yeah. Other than that, it's a good cartoon. I like it. I like the movie, but I doubt that I was not gonna like, you know, hate the movie either way. It's from the same creator, so you know.
Yeah, but
props to them for actually making a movie, though.
Yeah, because I was surprised they were actually making a movie. Because most of the time with TV shows, you don't really get, like, the TV movies. Unless it's, like, really popular. Like, example, Steven Universe, like, Ed, Ed, and Eddie. They got, like, a TV movie for, like, their finale. So I can talk about that whenever we watch that.
But this isn't a finale. This is, like, a mini
I know,
finale.
but it's basically, like, part of the story. Not, like, a separate
Hilda
thing.
Season 3. Which will be fucking funny.
If they don't do a season 3, I'm gonna be mad. Because
it's fine. Whatever. We ended a TV movie. Okay.
Well, I will admit, though, this the last thing I'll say, and then we'll pretty much end the podcast. I will admit, though, at least they gave the ending a good ending to it. Mm-hmm. Because if they somehow don't make a season 3, which I feel like, which I know they're supposed to, because you've told me they're supposed to, mm-hmm. and at least if we didn't, it got a good ending, in my opinion.
It got a decent
But we'll see what happens in season 3, because I would hope that it actually turns out good, because I don't want this to turn out bad. Mm-hmm. Please let this series actually end good. Anyway, that's the end of the podcast. Thank you guys for coming to our double feature, and we should be having this out hopefully sometime this week, because we got to work on the thumbnails. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'm Mari.
I'm Jay.
And we're out.